with 2:19 to go, this still is very much in competition with a couple cars 2, 4, 5 laps down. That's a lot of time for not to put the announcer curse on Rockwell, but I mean, one long pit stop and it gets real interesting.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a 2.5 mile track, and it's not. This isn't a 4 mile racetrack. It wouldn't take long. When you're talking a minute and 40 seconds, it doesn't take long to click off those laps and really dramatically change the complexion of this race. You're absolutely right. Yep.
At some point, the discussion has to go to how many pit stops do people have left.
Right, and I think that's where Ed was alluding to. We got one, and that's where most of these guys are aiming for. Once you get past this 18 minutes, you drop that final pit stop somewhere on the other side of that 18-minute wall, and then you're good to go to the end if you can make it on fuel. And,
which not everyone can, we know.
Yeah. You're looking at Rockwell, they pitted at lap 295, our leader. So they're really in the catbird seat, easily going to make it 18 minutes. And a lot of lockup there from Prefect trying to avoid.
It's a huge tussle. This has been going on lap after lap.
Yeah, and I think that not using fourth gear has hurt him a little bit.
I think it has.
He just doesn't have what he needs on those gear changes. Here's a nice dive.
Ooh.
I was about to say that car ahead was not going to let him go by, but he managed to get the jump on him on the brakes.
That little dip there is hurting him, and look for that Mustang to come right on by. And this is similar to what we were talking about with Randy, a race that he ran recently, where he was better in the turns, and it had the power, and they were just back and forth, and it was really frustrating. So he just couldn't get away from him, and this mainly because of the racetrack design. At a situation like this, where your advantage is in the turns, you've got to do something like this to break that momentum of that faster car coming back after you before you get to the next series of turns where you can capitalize and get away.
I wonder if that's a 5 or 6 speed box in that Lexus.
Yeah.
Because he's not using, we know he's not using fourth. I wonder if it's a 5, we're being told? Okay.
5 speed, yeah.
So he has no choice.
That's why that downshift sounds so painful.
Yeah.
He's just going from 5th to 3rd.
Right.
3rd is too high and 5th is too low.
Yeah.
Looks like he's making it work, though.
RVA Graphics and Wraps, the number 111, shown not turning laps at the moment. They may be in the pits. In 9th place is that team.
Whew. It's going to rev the daylights out of 3rd gear.
Yeah. Takes it to the top, and then here comes 5th. Gotta
Just
say,
for clarification purposes, I was not saying that Rockwell was an illegal car. I was saying that it's wicked fast, and it doesn't even seem possible to take a Boxster that fast. That's not possible for me, because I'm not going to probably do a 137 in a Boxster at Road Atlanta. So I was not claiming the car to be illegal, to clarify for some people who think that I might have been insinuating something.
Never suspected that for a moment.
No. In fact, I thought when you made the comment, you were referring to an EC car, so it made sense that it would be illegal.
Well, we were talking about the EC car, yeah.
Okay.
Well, they're picking him up, putting him down. A 140.7 last time by for Rockwell Autosport. Nobody else under 144.
No, they haven't put a foot wrong today. They've really dominated in a lot of ways.
And it's a very hot foot that they haven't put wrong.
I believe they have several highly experienced drivers.
I would think so.
NLS Racing in fourth place right now. He pitted on lap 291. And it won't be long before they too will be over the 14-minute wall now, so that they can come in and pit and get back out. They could actually pit about 5 minutes early and still fall within the rules, because by the time the driver exits the pits, they'll be on top of that hour. So a little bit of dust getting kicked up as they come through turn number 7 here. And I asked Bill to put a camera here because last year it was like a party. Every 20 minutes there was somebody parked out here. And we haven't had any of that at all. Not one single car has stopped there. It's like, well, okay.
That's what you
So be
get
it.
for wishing ill of someone.
Oh, I would
Let's
not
be
do
there
that.
when they pull off and their day is ruined. Well, okay.
I only wish ill of Bill. No, not any other drivers.
As I like to say, past performance is not always indicative of future returns.
Maybe they learned from last year.
That's right.
Not likely.
They are racers.
That's right.
I wasn't crazy about this camera angle in the daylight, but at night it's magic.
It is really cool. It's one of those shots that doesn't really do anything for you other than it's just an artistic thing. It's like those cameras that they bury in the ground as the cars come over. You use them maybe 2 or 3 times and then that's it.
We call it Tails Away.
What's it called?
Tails Away.
Tails away. Okay.
So I think that incident in turn 1 was what was the end of the Cone Crusher's car.
Oh.
I'm getting word that there was a spin and then an unavoidable type contact that looks like it ended their day. I hate that for them.
Flurry Motorsports keeping it going here. Sorry about the background noise there, folks.
So the guys from Prefect are confirming that they do not have 4th gear. They have not had 4th gear in the last 4 hours,
Oh.
Ooh.
but they were making the most of it.
I would say
Mac
so.
is in the car,
I would say
giving it
so.
all she got.
Yeah, they're still inside the top 20.
That's impressive.
So,
And if we had the opportunity to interview third gear, it would say, "Help me."
Right.
third gear's not very happy about the whole
No,
situation.
not happy at all.
It's funny. That's
The
so funny.
111.
We're going to give third gear a complex.
Don't do that to 3rd gear. It's not nice. The 111 of RVA Graphics and Wraps is out with front suspension failure.
I'm sorry.
So
Can you repeat that? They're out with
The
what?
111.
Uh-huh.
The 111 is out with front suspension failure.
Oh, wow.
So now
Front
both cars are
suspension
retired.
failure. Wow.
Both cars.
Both cars are retired.
Wow.
Must have been pounding the curbs.
Well, when we had a visceral car with a broken ball joint.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
How often does that happen?
It does happen.
I mean,
but it's not real common. You're right.
we're putting these cars through things that they were never designed to do. So, and
mean,
asking
here,
so much of the car.
Yeah. But somebody mentioned pounding on, hitting something hard, curbing or something like that. You can see that. Yeah.
Where we see RVA starting to fall through the running order. Changes up a bit of things. Showing Freddie Mercury in the pits, getting out of 6th place. This still doesn't, unless they kind of take a long pit, I don't know if they're going to be able to do it with this being their last pit stop. It doesn't look like it. It looks like they'll be a little short. Looks like they would still have to do one more. Marquis DeFarmer says 235. That's the combination of my luggage. Sometimes you got to use whatever gears you got. Oh, I don't know the reference then. Tell us the movie reference. Said it's a movie reference.
Mm-hmm.
You know the movie reference, Paul?
No, I just noticed the comment. This is a view. It's almost no point in showing it, but this is coming down 10. You can't tell what it is. Coming down to 10A, wrapping through 10B, and then up the hill towards 11. That's what this shot actually means.
The left hand is the straightaway coming into 10A. Yep. And then up over the hill on the right side.
It's kind of meaningless in the dark, so I guess I'll avoid that shot. But then, the meaninglessness of the show is a question anyway.
We should probably play our disclaimer.
Not with Bob here, because we've got real talent.
Professionalism over there.
Cars coming down the hill here.
Oh, they say it's a Spaceballs reference.
Oh, okay. I don't really know that movie.
It's been a while.
Here comes the shark car down onto the front straightaway again with that lit shark fin up on top of the roof of the car, trimmed in red lights.
We're getting really close to that 2-hour mark where teams will be doing their last stop of the evening.
Yep.
Currently, everybody should have to do one more.
The witching hour.
Yep. They're pretty much right on top of that. And here comes a car into the pits as they're getting near that pit window. And here comes a car that's, just regular headlights look like nothing coming down that hill compared to the rest of the field. It just looks like you're using parking lights or not even using headlights.
Yeah, standard headlight in a car is not going to do your ride out here.
There's NLS Racing. So Rockwell still leading by about 2 laps over JSK Racing. Then it's Danger Racing, NLS Racing in fourth. Pinky's Out is fifth. Freddie Mercury is shown coming into the pits now, with Hong North in seventh, GMS Racing eighth, Team Troxel ninth, and Lone Star Rally Cross, although leading B class, is scored 10th overall. A class being led by Valerian Steel, C class by Rockwell Autosport, D class by Freddie Mercury, and EC is being led by Goodhart Racing. And right now, we just don't have a lot of close competition up in the top 10. But what were you going to say, Brian?
I was just going to say I'm going to have to take off here at the next commercial break, but wanted to remind everybody to listen to the Inside Champ Car podcast.
Yep.
Every Thursday is when it drops on the Racing Wire Podcast Network, and of course on this ChampCar.Live YouTube channel as well.
Yep.
I like the smiley face. The G meter.
They've had that in the car as long as I remember.
Yeah.
I love it. Yeah.
It's one of my favorites. And I will go back here at the end when I get home from my family engagement. Watch the last 2 hours here, because this is going to heat up here fun and fast here.
Oh, absolutely.
I may actually pull it up during dinner and see how many times my wife slugs me in the shoulder.
It's probably going to get clipped because we're going past 12 hours, and I'll have to edit and upload that later.
Okay.
So that there will be a part 2 floating about in our channel.
If they're watching the live version.
If you're watching live, you get to see it, but the DVR will stop at 11 hours and 55 minutes. So it's quite rude. But
Should
this is
be
what
any
they do.
moment now.
Yeah.
True.
Well, then I will wait with bated breath, Colin.
Well, he said you can still watch it
Just
live.
warning you.
Yeah, that's why I'll have to watch it at dinner.
Well, you'll have to just keep your phone on from the time you leave the track all the way, and then just put it on mute and put it in your lap under the
Exactly.
tape. I mean, I'm not saying I've done this before, but
And then I'll be on the next episode of Divorce Court.
send your wife to me. I'll explain everything.
I remember back in the day when we had pagers, and my pager had sports scores on it, and every wedding during football season.
I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Just Team Infinity has pitted, but go ahead. It's just a regular pit stop.
Every wedding during football season, I was the most popular guy at the wedding because I could tell everybody what their football teams were.
Nice.
My wife wasn't happy about that, but I was very popular.
All right. Well, we'll go ahead and take another commercial break here as we've reached the top of the hour. Just under 2 hours of racing. The final pit stops are in front of us now, and what's going to be behind is nothing but racing, we hope. So stay with us. You're watching Champ Car Live, presented by AutoZone. Rockwell Autosport is the leader. We'll be right back.
I probably need new tires.
You do.
What if I sold tires online?
We do. We're TireRack.com.
They could offer lots of tires
We have so many tires.
and help you find the right tire.
It's called the Tire Decision Guide.
Oh, and they could ship them to a nearby mechanic.
We shipped over 7,000 independent recommended installers.
This is an amazing idea.
Sorry.
TireRack.com, the way tire buying should be. Bring on the frozen tundra, the grinding gravel, the cratered concrete, the rain-soaked streets. Come on, road. Do your worst. We'll be at our best. Reliable performance in unreliable conditions. Designed to meet or exceed original equipment performance. That's why more auto technicians choose Duralast parts. Exclusively at AutoZone.
Discovery Parts is a veteran-owned racing and safety equipment company. While we're located inside Atlanta Motorsports Park in Dawsonville, Georgia, Discovery Parts can also be found at the tracks, supporting a number of Champ Car Series events. We take pride in being a reseller of the best of the industry to Champ Car teams and drivers. We know racing, love racing, and look forward to tomorrow to even more racing. Visit us at discoveryparts.com.
Come on, Road. Do your worst. We'll be at our best. Stress tested to meet or exceed original equipment performance. Exclusively at AutoZone.
Lifeline USA is a leading manufacturer of onboard fire suppression systems. Lifeline's continuous commitment to research and development ensures that we supply the most innovative and cutting-edge products available, used by the majority of the world's motorsport championship-winning teams and constructors. Lifeline has a proven history of success. Lifeline offers a complete range of fire suppression systems for all budgets and needs, and we continue to push development and limits on both extinguishment materials and our patented delivery systems to make the race car environment almost as safe as sitting on your sofa at home. Every kit has been designed for a professional and simple installation. For more information and to purchase your Champ Car fire suppression system, go to www.lifeline-fire.com.
Located in Northeast Ohio with 40 years of combined experience, Money Shift Racing knows how to deliver performance and safety, offering everything you need to get your vehicle and drivers ready for race day. From safety equipment to full engine assembly and repair, in-house fabrication, 3D design, and rapid prototyping. Money Shift Racing. Performance done right.
Frozen rotors from Diversified Cryogenics deliver increased performance and a higher level of safety, while significantly reducing braking system costs.
So to tell you a little bit about the durability of this product. So we have seen an incredible extension of the life of our brake rotors using frozen rotors. We've gone from brake rotors every other weekend to 6 weekends on one set of brake rotors, and I think they can go farther. The durability has been amazing. And it's been a fantastic season, and man, a lot of that is due to the way our car can brake on those frozen rotors.
For more information, go to frozenrotors.com.
I did it. You see how it's...
That's it.
We did it.
You did it. You can do it.
The path to I did it starts at AutoZone. Get in the zone.
Well, we've reached under the 2-hour limit now, or 2-hour time frame rather, till the completion of this race, which means teams are coming in for the most part, their final pit stops. If they can make it with a load of fuel, here's Team Infinity rolling down pit lane, getting ready to head out. With Ed at the wheel, this is going to be their final pit stop of the event. They've been racing for 12 hours straight. And they are rolling out of the pits for the last time, they hope. They hope they don't have to come in for anything. And up to race speed and see what they can do. Everything has been done that could be done by the crew. Now it's up to the driver to bring it home and get the best result that they can get. Welcome everybody to Champ Car Live, presented by AutoZone. I'm Paul Belton with Bob Varsha and Tiffany Alexander. We're calling the race here for you, the TireRack.com National Championship For 2022, it's the TireRack.com Champ Car Endurance Series, season opener and national championship race. So it's sort of a race within a race. We've got nearly 40 teams here competing who are contending for the national championship title, and it's winner take all. We're not looking at points accrued over the season from 2022. If a contender finishes in first place, they win the title. One of them will. We'll have to wait and see who that's going to be. Right now we've got Rockwell Autosport leading the majority of these teams up front. Tiffany R., I think all the way down to 10th place, they're all contenders.
Yep.
So we don't have anybody sneaking in to spoil things, if you will, who's not contending for the championship, but sneak away the win.
Yep. The top 10 is all contenders, yep. And all, like I would say all people we would expect to be there. All cars that have been strong in the past, that have a strong driver lineup. Of course, there are some cars that are not in the top 10 that we would have expected, who've run into some unfortunate things over the course of the 14-hour race. But I don't see any surprises in the top 10, really.
Yeah, Danger's brought their car into the pits for their pit stop. GMS Racing as well in the pits. And the Danger Racing Group, well supported, very experienced in racing in these races. Heading down pit road, looking to see what they can do with their Lexus. Speaking of Lexus, Prefect Racing out there. Some of these teams are going to stretch it out as far as they can, looking for a caution to give them some advantage that they could pit under. Prefect driving with an ailing transmission.
Doing a really good job of driving that car without fourth gear. Still in the top 20.
I'm impressed, even gobsmacked, that the transmission is held up without first and fourth gears.
You know, they have dropped down a little bit since earlier, but I think they're down to 17th. Actually, I think they've climbed.
Yeah, they're 16th because we have an EC car in there, yep.
Yeah. Have they made their final stop yet?
No.
That'll be one to watch.
I think that's what they're doing. They're looking for that caution.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to take this out as far as they can.
Yeah, they haven't stopped in quite a while. It was lap 67 was their last time they stopped. And they're currently on lap 313. Or they just finished 313, so they're on 314.
Yeah, they stopped back on lap 190, and then they stopped again at lap 204. So this must be because of the problems they were having, hoping, is there something we can do to fix this problem? But they've just been driving through it, as they say, since then. Marathon Motorsports is in the pits. So is the Denton Cardin Racing Team and their EC Mazda.
So any stops now, we would see, we would imagine that the car could go to the end from there.
Danger rejoins this race in 4th place. Kyle noticing a 3-second difference between Pinky's out and Rockwell.
In both their lap times and best lap times.
901 Motorsport shown not turning laps. They're in 14th. Of course, there's an EC car ahead. Lap 340 in the books. And this is a look at turn 10 as the cars, 10 and 10A and 10B, as the cars come down the backstretch and very high rate of speed and then make that hard braking turn to the left. Here's a look at cars entering into turn 1. At the edge of the guardrail there that separates, I believe it's a guardrail, separates the hot track from the hot pit. Here's a similar view. The view from our tower up here, which has turned a bit sour because of the reflections and so forth, trying to look through the glass. A view from the down there on the ground where the flag stand is, where we're looking forward to seeing that checkered flag displayed crowning our new champion.
Kind of starting to look like spaceships landing.
Yeah. This is one of those places that seems to have a lot of light at the start-finish line with that bridge or whatever that is overhead.
Mm-hmm. It's a bridge.
The walkover bridge.
It's a walkover bridge. There's a tremendous amount of light there, which is really spectacular. Here's a look at turn 7. What's that, Tiffany?
Now they'll have no problem seeing the checker flag in an hour and 40 some odd minutes.
Yeah. The view from the NLS Racing 240 SX. They did bring 2 of their cars here, but they really just started this one. Rockwell Autosport, your leader in the pits.
So this should be their last stop of the evening.
I would think so. Their last stop at 295. So they come in after 340. Looking to carry it to the end.
And NLS still has to stop. So everybody in the top 5 there, well, JSK stopped just on lap 330, so I don't know the exact time on that. They may not have to stop again. Danger stopped at lap 331, so they may be done. I think he's out, stopped at lap 329, 28, right in there. So we'll see where it shakes out after this Rockwell car does its final stop under green.
I think Brian retired from the broadcast, so he's gone for the night.
Everybody else still awake?
Well, we are up here for sure.
Good.
Conducting very important business up here, as a matter of fact.
Excellent.
Well,
Yes.
Bill is anyway.
We finished our pizza.
That's right. And that was good pizza, I have to say.
Yeah? From the track, or somebody go out
No,
somewhere else?
somebody had to go off campus. I don't think there's any pizza here.
I know that pizza they brought us last year was really good.
Yeah, I think it's from down the road by the restaurant we ate in last night.
I think Tracy and his wife brought pizza to us last year.
Yeah, Tracy and Lori.
Yeah. It was delicious.
Tracy's skiing in North Carolina this weekend, and Lori is attending my wife's annual Valentine baking party.
Valentine baking party?
Making.
Valentine making party.
Yeah, with art supplies, and there'll be a lot of eating and drinking too, but they're
that sounds
making
fun.
Valentines for their loved ones, and I'm going to stay up here in my sister-in-law's house in Flowery Branch until the coast is clear.
See, Bob was really disappointed he couldn't be there last night when he joined us for dinner and stayed late. Not that I'm tattling or anything.
It's like, oh, honey, I'm so sorry I'm going to miss this. I just hate that.
Well, I'm not going near it.
The number 10 car of Rockwell Autosport Development sets their fastest lap time of the day, 1:45.5, scored unofficially in 15th place. Three Racing down in 28th. They're shown in the pits, as well as Red Kite 7. Marathon Motorsports, the TLM car number 3, shown in the pits in 34th, as well as Rad Racing and Open Throttle Racing below. Still watching that Rockwell Autosport lead car, still shown in the pits, waiting for them to come around and clear the loop.
Marquita Farmer says, that's how you sneak onto the track. The old pizza delivery truck.
Right.
A trick.
The old pizza delivery trick brought into the tower.
You don't need to
Yeah,
sneak
that
into this
probably
one, folks. Nobody's going to punch your ticket.
They probably let you in with food, yeah.
Just drive on in. They'll let you come in on a signature.
Well, if you've been with us today, we've had quite a group of visitors come up here today. I'm trying to remember everybody we talked to. We had Ed was here with Team Infinity. We've talked
David
Chwati, Pippa Mann.
Yeah, we've had let's see,
Randy Popes.
Some
guy named Dana.
We had Dana Morrison here. We had a couple of the ladies from the Chandler School.
Yeah.
I'm probably forgetting one or two others. That's all that comes to mind right now. And there's not much left of this mind.
Hey, it made it all the way to an hour and 40 to go. So, I mean, I think that's pretty good.
We had Brian Belansky on the show, and it's been good.
It's a long haul, no two ways about it.
Does Road Atlanta have hot dogs? I haven't.
Yes.
I would imagine. They have a whole building. I don't know. I haven't been up there.
Yeah, the Speedway Cafe has hot dogs.
I mean, they're not going to have Salem dogs, but, you know.
No.
Right. And it was coming.
Here
Billy
comes
said, not
Billy,
ours.
yeah. from around the corner. That one's not going to go.
I saw that set up a mile away.
Yep.
Don't shoot me yawning.
Okay, so Rockwell has cleared the pit, and so it looks like we've got a 2-lap difference between them and NLS. See once NLS clears by if there's any difference, I guess.
Marky says, and a riveting interview conducted by Bill Strong. And Billy's dropping the Z's down. I thought he did good. He's a good interviewer. A better interviewer than I am, in my opinion.
I like it how he only jumps on when we have like some kind of celebrity on, though.
Oh, yeah, well.
Sam Tully says, good evening, what's the temp down there? Kind of chilly on y'all's end?
Let me take a look here.
I think we were anticipating getting down to 38 by the checker flag, if I remember correctly.
Brazelton, Georgia. I see 40 degrees is the current temperature.
Yep.
Wait, do we have a new fast time? We do. New fast time of the day, 136.6 with the Weber Racing EC BMW.
Yep, they bested their own best time. John Allen Special in the pits there. One of our contenders in 11th place, along with Valerian Steel also showing the pits. The leader has cleared the pit loop, and they're back out there turning laps. Still showing up 2 laps on the field is Rockwell Autosport Development over NLS Racing, who has now moved into 2nd place. And I think we're waiting for them to pit. They need to do their final pit stop. So that will allow JSK to come up to the front there with Rockwell. So they'll move into 2nd place. Danger Racing has also turned in their final pit stop of the day. NLS stretching it out, hoping for a caution. We'll see if they'll get that, but we may have used our quota on cautions. We had quite a few this morning. I think the crews are pretty wiped out. I really don't want any more cautions. We kept them busy today.
Yeah, they earned their check today for sure.
Yeah, well, we appreciate them. They did a great job too.
Yeah, they did.
And we had an unfortunate fire down here at between 11 and 12. They got out there and took care of that. And they've done a really great job of getting everything moved off the track and getting us back to racing very quickly.
Very quickly, yeah. All of our, yellows have been very quick back to green. Balmy 63 here in Orlando, says Billy. Billy, what are you doing in Orlando? I thought you would be at the top of the country instead of the bottom. Purely latitude oriented. Just about a little over an hour and a half to go now.
Not that anybody's counting.
Not at all.
And you've been a real trooper today too, Tiffany. Thank you so much for hanging out with us all day.
Oh, absolutely. It's just the morning that's hard. After that, I'm good to go. I'm like, how do I make coffee? What's my name? It's 6 o'clock in the morning. but you're more of a morning person. So this is the time of day that you're like, okay, the bed is calling my name, right?
Yeah, I have the time of the day where I struggle is around 2 o'clock and around 4:30 and 5. And if I can get past that, I'm fine.
Okay.
I'm almost too good in the morning. So like this morning, I woke at right before 3 a.m. and I never got back to sleep.
Wow.
And I can wake up like that and feel perfectly fine with 5 hours, sometimes 4 hours of sleep. And I don't want that. I want to keep sleeping for a little bit longer. I want to make sure I'm rested, because then I get in here and I need to be at my best, which really isn't that good to begin with. And it's like I'm stumbling over words and saying the wrong thing completely. And oh well.
Oh.
Gives us something to talk about, laugh about.
Yeah.
So Hong North shown in the pits out of 7th place. So is Atlanta Speedworks in 12th, and John Allen Special still shown in the pits. Valerian Steel also still shown in the pits. There might be something wrong there with that machine still falling in the field. They overtook 21 cars for position, but they've been in the pits a while.
They had 2 pit stops, Valerian Steel did, kind of back to back on lap 296 and then again on 301. So something's up with that. That's obviously not intended. Hong North hadn't pitted yet, so I would imagine this is their anticipated last pit of the evening.
Now, Running Bulls is still running there in 44th spot. We know the Flying Moose was retired.
Yeah.
Look down through the field here. Let's see. The Doc Waldrop Special was retired. Don't know what happened there. And the Brew Crew Lager car, that was retired.
The Doc Waldrop Special had a contact with another car.
Oh, no.
And that was the end of that.
That's a shame. Hopefully not too bad. We have Floridian Motorsports here in 35th spot. And we got their camera running.
We have 217 likes.
217 likes, and a huge like by myself to all those teams who responded to my request for in-car camera feeds. Thank you so much. It's been a lot of fun being able to connect with your feeds and watching you guys race too.
Absolutely.
It really does enrich the show and enriches our enjoyment, everybody.
Some of their cameras are way better than ours too, so that's even better.
Yeah, they're not bad. Yeah, they're pretty good.
These guys are getting really good at setting these things up. I really love the in-car cameras. They're just brings the sound, everything.
Yeah. Well, it looks like we've shaved another half hour off. Coming down to the last hour and 30 minutes of this 14-hour contest at Michelin Raceway Road, Atlanta. Stay with us, friends. We'll be right back.
An important decision is afoot. This man is about to buy tires on TireRack.com. Tire Rack is the leading online retailer of tires in North America and a repository of advice and expert reviews. And it's done! All that's left is to arrange for safe, easy installation at one of our independent recommended installers. Well, I guess he did that too. TireRack.com, the way tire buying should be.
Come on, Road. Do your worst. We'll be at our best. Engineered to meet or exceed original equipment performance exclusively at AutoZone.
Lifeline USA is a leading manufacturer of onboard fire suppression systems. Lifeline's continuous commitment to research and development ensures that we supply the most innovative and cutting-edge products available. Used by the majority of the world's motorsport championship-winning teams and constructors, Lifeline has a proven history of success. Lifeline offers a complete range of fire suppression systems for all budgets and needs, and we continue to push development and limits on both extinguishment materials and our patented delivery systems to make the race car environment almost as safe as sitting on your sofa at home. Every kit has been designed for a professional and simple installation. For more information and to purchase your ChampCar fire suppression system, go to www.lifeline-fire.com.
RVA Graphics and Wraps is a full-service design, signage, digital graphics, and wraps company located in Richmond, Virginia. With over 20 years of experience, RVA Graphics and Wraps offers premium signage options for your business. We are dedicated to offering our clients best-in-class service in all aspects of graphic design and application. For more information, visit us on the web at rvagfx.com. Located in Northeast Ohio with 40 years of combined experience, Money Shift Racing knows how to deliver performance and safety, offering everything you need to get your vehicle and drivers ready for race day. From safety equipment to full engine assembly and repair, in-house fabrication, 3D design, and rapid prototyping. Money Shift Racing. Performance done right.
Frozen rotors from Diversified Cryogenics deliver increased performance and a higher level of safety, while significantly reducing braking system costs.
So to tell you a little bit about the durability of this product. So we have seen an incredible extension of the life of our brake rotors using frozen rotors. We've gone from brake rotors every other weekend to 6 weekends on one set of brake rotors, and I think they can go farther. The durability has been amazing. And it's been a fantastic season, and man, a lot of that is due to the way our car can brake on those frozen rotors.
For more information, go to frozenrotors.com.
Nice. Yeah, I heard about this.
So I would actually go with the full synthetic.
Ceramic pads for the Duralast rotors.
I did it. You see how it's...
You did it. That's it.
We did it.
You did it. You can do it.
The path to I did it starts at AutoZone. Get in the zone.
And welcome back to ChampCar.Live. .348 laps completed. We are under caution just as we went to commercial, which is, it's become a punchline that Bob noticed. That every time we go to commercial, we go to caution. And so we had one segment where I was a little late getting to commercial. We were doing interviews. And then when I went to commercial late, it still went to caution. It's pretty funny. But anyway, can you tell it's getting long up here? We've been doing this a while. Okay, so there we saw emergency vehicles there. It looked like we might be on the back stretch here. I'm not sure. No. Oh boy, was that 5? Let's see if this tells us anything. This isn't being marked. But we've got Team Infinity. Looks like Team Infinity has come back into the pits. Not sure what's going on here. Looks like he's jumped out of the car for some reason. We got Prefect Racing starting up their car, getting ready to head out. and LS Racing also in the pits. This would be just a standard pit stop for them, their final stop of the night.
Yeah, we found that because we can actually watch each other on our screen. It makes it a lot easier.
Take it to the end.
The races we're going to be broadcasting, it's not something I typically publish because it's a bit fluid. I don't want to say, hey, we're going to cover this event, and then something happens where we don't have the bandwidth we need, or and then we can't do it. There's a cost or logistics issue, and that stuff happens a lot. It's a bit difficult to forecast all. We do put a schedule together, but we don't really know for sure, and I don't want to break promises and all that kind of stuff. So we try to kind of keep it loose, and hopefully we don't disappoint too much. But the big races we will cover, so we can say VIR 24, yes. Watkins Glen, yes. Daytona, yes. Those big events. Sebring, absolutely. We're going to cover those races. But there's some others that are always kind of like, well, not real sure. So I suppose I could publish the definites. We know we're going to do Mid-Ohio. We know we're going to do, that. So maybe I could publish the ones that we're sure that we're going to cover, and then the ones that we're not sure. So that's the thing, is then you say, well, why aren't you covering, pit race? Well, we will, But I hate to get overcommitted on things now. Probably a much longer answer than you needed. Yeah, I was talking too much.
Well, several things have to come together to make the broadcast happen, and any of those don't happen, it makes it a little more difficult.
So they are out. Team Infinity looks like he's going to go ahead and roll out, but there was some kind of an issue there. There we can see there's a bit of a mess there, and I'm not 100% sure where we are, but it might be coming out of 5. It's telling me. I'm feeling like I'm going downhill. I'm not quite sure. Is it? It's going into 6. Is that what you think? All right, I that's what I was guessing. So I think what happened, and this has happened to me quite a few times in iRacing. When you come out of 5, if you overdo it, you got too much side load, you can upset the car. That back end will come around, and you'll end up track left up against the wall. And I think that's what happened to Rodney Earwood. That car just comes back across the track to the other side, and pow, you hit that wall. And so that's what they're working right now. And yeah, it's not marked on the Flagtronics, but that's what's going on.
And at which turn did you say?
It looks like between 5 and 6.
Okay.
Track left. We're purple code 35 here at Road Atlanta.
Must have lost at M5 then and ended up somewhere between 5 and 6. Yeah.
Joliet, yeah, that one we've crossed off the list. I like Autobahn. I think it's a cool track, fun little, typical Midwest sports car course, club course. It's fun. What we run into trouble with is budget. It's expensive for all the bandwidth we use. All that stuff gets to be a mess. When you have a 24-hour race, you got to use a lot of bandwidth, and then you're trying to figure out, because it's every 30 days it resets. So now what are you going to do with the other 2 races you got? Well, you probably don't have the bandwidth to cover them. So
yeah, especially if they're long.
Logistics, man. It's logistics.
They're all a little long, I guess.
There we got some emergency vehicles leaving the scene of the crime. Well, much of the race today was dominated by Visceral Racing. They did so well earlier in the day. But the Rockwell Autosport Development Team has been so strong and right up there in the thick of it throughout the day, too. Right on the tail of Visceral for much of this race today. And now that they've broken, I think they had command of things with the spins and the unfortunate things that were happening to Visceral. They just were not going to be able to recover from that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the luck wasn't going in Visceral's direction, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And luck is so important in this sport, and Rockwell's just been doing everything right from our vantage point. You know, it's funny, these teams, they'll come in and they'll do so well in the event. You go talk to them and they're like, oh man, it was terrible, we're on our last leg and the exhaust is broke and, you know, this and that and all these things are wrong with the car. It's going to take us 3 years to fix it.
Okay, back to green.
But somehow they manage it.
You're like, well, you made it look like it was just easy.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, you're right about luck in racing. We've all seen it a million times. Just when it looks like things are going really well or really badly, something changes. But I'd say Rockwell has pretty much dominated affairs today.
They've had the consistent fastest lap times out there.
Mm-hmm.
They put the car up there quickly. They passed 45 cars to get into this position. They put the car up there in the front of the field where they needed to be to win this race, and they kept it up there.
Mm-hmm.
And so even if you're not the fastest car, that's how people win races eventually. They keep putting themselves up there. And Rockwell has done that, and they've shown they've got the pace to overcome any little glitches that might come up. They've got themselves a little bit of breathing room over JSK, but they can't get lazy. They can't get lackadaisical because they will get chased down quickly. And we still got some time in this race yet. There's our countdown clock, unofficial, an hour and 15 minutes.
And just as we're thinking it's all going Rockwell's way, now they are in that timeless position of being out front. I talked about it earlier today when Graham Hill and Jochen Rindt were trying to break their Lotus at the 24 Hours of Le Mans. Couldn't do it. Found themselves in the lead late in the race, and they did everything in their power not to break the race car so they could win one of the most famous races in the world. Well, we're not at Le Mans, but 14 hours is a long time, and now the folks at Rockwell are thinking, okay, what was that noise? Is the car handling differently? What's happening here? Am I okay?
Yeah.
How many times will the pit radio in? Are you all right? Everything okay?
How much time do we have left?
That's right. How much time is left? How many laps you figure we'll do in an hour and 15 minutes? You sure I have enough fuel?
Everybody becomes hypersensitive and
Absolutely.
hyper-aware, and it's
right.
What was that sound? What was I feeling? Was that there before? Or yeah, it's funny.
Very difficult not to do.
Yep. Going to be like a pitcher with a perfect game going. He sits down on the end of the bench by himself. Nobody goes near him.
Right? Nope, didn't want to talk to anyone.
Don't get near anybody else. You have 2 laps on the next car, so as long as they're behind you, you're okay.
Yep.
So as things stand right now, after 352 laps of racing here at Michelin Raceway, Road Atlanta, one of the most challenging racetracks in the country, Rockwell Autosport Development leads this race over JSK Racing, followed by NLS Racing. Then it's Danger Racing. Pinky's Out is in 5th place. Freddie Mercury is in 6th. Hong North in 7th. GMS Racing in 8th. Team Troxel Racing is 9th. And Lone Star Rallycross rounds out the top 10. Your lead A-Class car, unofficially Valerian Steel. B-Class, Lone Star Rallycross. C-Class, Rockwell Autosport Development. D-Class, Freddie Mercury. And EC being led by Gotthard Racing in their BMW M3. And I suppose we could give F-Class to the Wittenauer guys, since they did bring a car representing that class, so we would have to give that to them.
They did.
And that'll be a bit historic on the debut of the F-Class, is it not?
Yeah.
They'll take the first race win for the class.
I'm really interested to see what kind of other builds we're going to see show up. Super interested.
You might have some cars that look like they got pulled out of a barn because they were pulled out of a barn.
Some barn finds.
Barn finds with a cage and a fire system and a fresh set of brakes. Off we go.
I believe that's where I found my first race car. It was an old circle track car. And it was been in a barn for quite some time, I believe.
Now, the guys that have climbed behind the wheel for the final time are most likely the strongest drivers in this field. And so we can expect to see those lap times eke down a little bit, so we do want to pay attention to these lap times and begin to look again at these gaps that are there to see. We may see some position changes in that top 10. GMS Racing, 52 seconds in the rears of Hong North in 7th place. And everything else, 43 seconds from Atlanta Speedworks up to Valerian in 15th. 11 seconds from Prefect Racing up to Atlanta Speedworks in 16th. So it's not uncommon for us to see a few surprises here as we close in on the closing moments of the race, the finish of the race.
Yeah, I mean, we're approaching the last hour of a 14-hour race.
Kyle,
Cars that went through 13 hours of abuse.
Kyle says he's going to build a K car for the class. I would love to see that.
That's fine, sure.
That's that right there is lemon talk. That'd be great.
I'm coming for an F-Class win in the new car. Maybe we should get my old Accord out in the backyard.
Max Verse You says, after a few issues, we're still on track and we want to see that beautiful checkered flag. It should be beaming pretty bright in all that light they have down there. I mean, you could catch a tan walking down there.
Catch a tan. It's a lot of light.
I don't see any potentials here of anyone really marching up the field in the top 15 based on lap times and differences. Those differences that exist, there's such a terrible gap there. But
there's only 1 minute between NLS and Danger, but NLS is a little bit faster.
Well, it's less of chasing people down as it is the endurance factor. being able to keep the car out there and not putting a foot wrong with tired drivers on a black racetrack, dark racetrack, you know, blinded by lights approaching and so on. We have a car coming into the pits right now, for instance. So it's going to be the endurance part of it more, I think, than the speed.
Kind of a hypnotic shot.
I still think it looks like spaceships landing, like on an airstrip.
Yeah, the lens picks up that glare, and
when the Chinese balloon or whatever it is supposed to be headed towards where Atlanta by now?
No, they shot it down.
They shot it down?
Yeah, it floated out off the coast of South Carolina, and the Air Force shot it down with a missile. They wanted it to be out over the water. Huh?
Huh? What? I said about time.
They wanted it to land in water. They were afraid it would hurt somebody somehow if it came down on land. So now the Navy and the Coast Guard are going to lead the efforts to
recover it.
Recover it. That's the word I'm looking for. Thank you very much. And have a good close look at it, I'm sure.
Right? It's going to Roswell, New Mexico.
Right. Yeah, they sure took their time. I was a little suspicious of that. Oh, we don't want it to fall on anybody. Well, it was over Montana, for crying out loud. What was it going to land on? Trees? A glacier? A couple of grizzly bears? Come on.
Oh, we can't hurt the grizzlies, though.
Yeah, they said it went over Montana, Michigan, Minnesota, I'm sure. Somehow found its way to North and South Carolina.
Oh, because it was following the trade winds?
Yeah, it was just, I guess, the jet stream. Yeah.
Okay.
50,000 feet or so. I'd like to have a close look at it. It sounds pretty interesting.
Well, I've heard whisperings of it, but I really don't know the story. Is it just a weather balloon?
No, it's a surveillance balloon.
Oh.
It's a spy balloon.
Okay.
Of some sort.
And it got away from them.
Yeah, right.
Well,
it was inadvertent. It was an act of God. Now, well, force majeure, they say, but I didn't think
it ended up in our backyard.
Right. I didn't think the communist Chinese government believed in stuff like that. Don't get excited. We just sent up this harmless spy balloon, and it just happened to float across the Pacific Ocean over your country. It, happens every day. It's not a big deal.
It's just you don't normally know about it.
Wasn't it enormous, though? I mean, like,
oh, yeah,
really?
sure. It's huge. Yeah. 50,000 feet, they could get a good look at it, so. I don't know if you could see it with the naked eye or not, but it's kind of hilarious.
Kyle shares your sentiment. What could it hit in Montana?
Right.
I'll bet it's got a sweet camera that would work beautifully on our race car.
There you go.
Some
We've been
pretty
saying we wanted a blimp.
high-res stuff.
He said the government acted quickly to make sure that they could not discover anything. Really? How do you do that?
Self-destruct.
Unless you shoot it down, like, how does that work?
He went out there and covered all those missile silos with beach blankets or something.
Oh, okay, I see what you meant. Boy.
I'm going to have to catch up on my news then.
Mm-hmm. I'm a news junkie.
Chinese government said the balloon was a civilian airship used for meteorological research. It
Yeah.
deviated from its course due to the wind. That's the official word, huh? That's just weird.
It just deviated over the Pacific and
Yeah, just
ended up in
deviated
Montana.
to your biggest world rival. Just deviated.
Right across the whole dang country.
Took a left turn over Shanghai and wound up over Bozeman, Montana.
Hard for that not to sound fishy.
Interesting choice of words. Yeah. Well, Team Infinity.
I think we can remove the word contender from just about everybody except Rockwell Autosport Development.
Yeah, it's getting to be that way, isn't it?
Nobody's contending with them.
Team Infinity had to come in for an extra pit stop. We don't know the details, but they are out there turning laps. They pitted at lap 311 and then again at 326. And looks like Ed is in the car now. And they are shown in 16th place unofficially.
Last lap for Rockwell Autosport, the race leader was 1 minute 50.583 seconds. I wonder if that was a traffic enforced aberration or if they just have cut back just that little bit. Just completed a lap at a 149.9, so call it a 150, and I'd say they've dropped anchor for this last hour. Come and get us if you can.
Yeah, JSK just crossed the start-finish line, turning in a 146. 3 seconds is enormous amount of time on a racetrack of this size. That's a big jump. You figure at 85 miles an hour, a tenth of a second is a car length. So you can imagine coming down the front straightaway with not a tenth of a second, but 3 full seconds of improvement on your position.
Well, let's see. As we come up to 60 minutes to go, how many laps can you complete at, say, 147?
Have y'all noticed that the Rockwell car has kind of slowed down a bit?
Actually, that's what we're talking about.
What we're talking about right now.
A lot of it.
Yeah.
Like I've been watching it, and I'm kind of.
We're trying to do the math right now, just wondering, with an hour left, could you possibly unwind 2 laps of deficit? I don't know.
That'd be
With 3
hard.
laps, 3 seconds a lap. You got about a minute and 47 seconds per lap, and you multiply that out over the course of an hour.
Divided by.
So you got about 60, 50, about 45. We get about 40 laps.
35.
Something like that.
Or 1 lap.
So you get that 35 laps and you multiply that by 3 seconds. I don't know.
Are they backing down to keep it
Well,
safe?
they turned in a 147 there.
It could be just different driver too. I mean, the driver before was doing low 140s, and now we're doing high 140s.
Yeah.
It's fuel conservation, but they pitted with. Didn't they have like an hour and a half to go? Maybe a little longer. Maybe an hour and 45.
Yeah.
Wouldn't think these cars would have problem going 2 hours though.
Well, I reckon, and I have to issue this caveat, when it comes to math, I'm still in the 3rd grade, but
math is hard.
I figure roughly with a 3-second deficit, it's going to take them 33 laps to catch Rockwell if they do not pick up the pace. Of course, they just turned to 147, so that may answer the question right there. So I don't know. They're going to get 32.
Kyle says they went out with 2 hours and 15 minutes left in the race. But I thought it was their last stop, and that wouldn't have been.
Yeah, it's their last stop. They're done.
Yeah, I don't think you'll see anybody else stopping.
We're at 1 hour, so
I don't know if they're going to have enough laps.
might be too little too late. We'll see. Can Rockwell hold it together for another 60 minutes? Stay with us. Let's find out together. You're watching Champ Car Live, presented by AutoZone. We'll be right back.
An important decision is afoot. This man is about to buy tires on TireRack.com. Tire Rack is the leading online retailer of tires in North America and a repository of advice and expert reviews. And it's done! All that's left is to arrange for safe, easy installation at one of our independent recommended installers. Well, I guess he did that too. TireRack.com, the way tire buying should be.
Come on, Road. Do your worst. We'll be at our best. Engineered to meet or exceed original equipment performance exclusively at AutoZone.
Lifeline USA is a leading manufacturer of onboard fire suppression systems. Lifeline's continuous commitment to research and development ensures that we supply the most innovative and cutting-edge products available. Used by the majority of the world's motorsport championship-winning teams and constructors, Lifeline has a proven history of success. Lifeline offers a complete range of fire suppression systems for all budgets and needs, and we continue to push development and limits on both extinguishment materials and our patented delivery systems to make the race car environment almost as safe as sitting on your sofa at home. Every kit has been designed for a professional and simple installation. For more information and to purchase your Champ Car fire suppression system, go to www.lifeline-fire.com.
RVA Graphics and Wraps is a full-service design, signage, digital graphics, and wraps company located in Richmond, Virginia. With over 20 years of experience, RVA Graphics and Wraps offers premium signage options for your business. We are dedicated to offering our clients best-in-class service in all aspects of graphic design and application. For more information, visit us on the web at rvagfx.com. Located in Northeast Ohio with 40 years of combined experience, Money Shift Racing knows how to deliver performance and safety, offering everything you need to get your vehicle and drivers ready for race day. From safety equipment to full engine assembly and repair, in-house fabrication, 3D design, and rapid prototyping. Money Shift Racing. Performance done right.
Frozen rotors from Diversified Cryogenics deliver increased performance and a higher level of safety, while significantly reducing braking system costs.
So to tell you a little bit about the durability of this product. So we have seen an incredible extension of the life of our brake rotors using frozen rotors. We've gone from brake rotors every other weekend to 6 weekends on one set of brake rotors, and I think they can go farther. The durability has been amazing. And it's been a fantastic season, and man, a lot of that is due to the way our car can brake on those frozen rotors.
For more information, go to frozenrotors.com.
It's nice. Yeah, I heard about this.
So I would actually go with the full synthetic.
Ceramic pads, so for the Duralast rotors.
I did it. You see how it's...
You did it. That's it.
We did it.
You did it. You can do it.
The path to I did it starts at AutoZone. Get in the zone.
All right, apologies. We're back here live at Michelin Raceway, Road Atlanta. The closing hour here for the TireRack.com National Championship for the Champ Car Endurance Series. I'm Paul Veltum, along with Bill Strong, Tiffany Alexander, and Bob Varsha calling the close of this race. So we've been watching these lap times from the Rockwell Autosport development, sort of idling around that 148, 147 range. Trying to work out the math, it just seems like it's a little too far away for
I think
JSK to do anything.
I think Rockwell has speed in reserve, and they're just watching the lap times being put in by JSK. And those are fast laps. I mean, they're doing 146s. We had a 144 not long ago.
Yeah.
NLS is another lap back, but they're going quickly as well, as is Danger Racing in fourth. But again, they are laps behind. Yes.
And we could be sure that they're watching everything very carefully there in the Rockwell pit. They know what they're doing. And I've been called before by the owner and said, look, you can delta down. We don't need you to, if you're, risking, let's reel it in a little bit.
Yeah.
And just be solid. We're okay. And I've had the calls where they said, okay, we need everything you've got. And I've had the calls where they say, you can pull back a little here.
Yeah, and those calls cut both ways. I mean, if you have to go like drums and guns, you risk making a mistake due to the pressure. But if you're also being told, cut it back, go slower, you don't have to go that fast, you can also have problems. We hear it time and time again from drivers saying, well, I wasn't sharp, I wasn't focused, I was off my game going slower. And we don't know what the car is telling the driver and the driver's telling the team about the health of the car and whether that impacts what kind of lap times he's going to be able to do for the next 51 minutes and change.
Indeed, there may be an issue with the car that, or multiple issues that we're not aware of. And there can be physical exhaustion in play here. We don't know what we don't know. And so we'll just watch how things unfold and keep these things in mind as the laps wind down here. Or really, it's the minutes that wind down as a timed race. Looking for that checkered flag unofficially in 51 minutes.
I thought it was official that we didn't know anything.
It's official that it's unofficial. I don't know how that makes sense, but
that's all we got.
That's what we got, yeah.
Officially unofficial.
365 laps turned so far. Rockwell leading over JSK Racing in the number 12 car. NLS Racing in third place in their 240SX. Followed by Danger Racing, Pinky's Out, Freddie Mercury, Hong North, GMS Racing, Team Troxel Racing, and Lone Star Rallycross. All contenders for the championship title.
It's interesting. We've watched the introduction of the Code 35, the purple virtual safety car in this race. Things would have been different, I'd venture to say, if we had gone with the traditional safety car, which allows the cars behind to close up and pack up for a restart, as opposed to just going around 35 miles an hour, maintaining gaps, not overtaking, and so on. Might have been a very different race with an actual safety car.
Oh, I'm sure you're right. I'm sure you're right.
You don't get the chance to close up and fill in any gaps. Or
exactly.
It kind of protects the leader in a way.
You think about all the teams that made a mistake on track, it set them back. Those cautions that used to restack the field help them make up that gap.
Absolutely.
At Le Mans now, we use 3 safety cars, and we still use virtual safety cars, but within certain limits, and it can make you or break you. I mean, you can get caught in the wrong sector, behind the wrong safety car very easily, or not wrong one, but just an unfortunate one, because your opponent can then gap you by closing up to the car ahead. It's a very intricate strategy, and it's a lot of fun to follow. 147.7 last time by for our leaders from Rockwell Autosport. 43.2 for JSK Racing. They are trying. Wow. They are trying.
5
41
seconds.
for NLS.
41 for NLS. Yeah.
They definitely turned up the wick.
Whoa.
Yeah. They found the afterburner button, but it may be too late.
You have to wonder, does JSK smell blood in the water?
Yeah.
It might be too little too late, but wow. You know, with the field thinning out just a little bit, can they start stringing together these incredible lap times? 3 seconds is one thing. 5 seconds?
Yeah.
6 seconds a lap? Now you're talking about making up some serious ground.
Another 150 out of Rockwell.
It's kind of going both ways, and everything's favoring JSK. You start turning lap times like that, man, that's 5 seconds right there. What can JSK do on this lap? The Goodhart Racing team, the lead EC car, has pitted.
I mean, if they're having any kind of mechanical issue, you definitely want to try to get as close to them as possible, so that if it gets worse, right, you're ready to take advantage of that.
Hey, talking about JSK?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, they have to pass Rockwell twice to get to the race lead.
That is not going to be an easy task.
Valerian Steele leading the Class A field. Did a 151.8.
Here comes NLS across the start-finish line with another 144. And that's with a little bit of traffic. It's like 901 Motorsports and the Floridian team in their Porsche.
Lone Star Rallycross leads the Class B field in 10th place overall. 147.3 last time by.
Wow. Rockwell with a 147 on that last lap. JSK with this 143. That's... Man, they're taking a hatchet to it.
Yeah.
If they can get more, if they can get down into those 142s and 141s where they've been before. There's Prefect off to the left there as NLS comes through. They just don't want to get held up here. This is such an important part of the racetrack. They're splitting these drivers right down the middle. OFIC to the left. Here we go, heading downhill into the braking zone for 10A.
For the 369th time.
Oh, man, he is clobbering those curbs, just eating them alive, trying to save as much time as possible, using all the racetrack at corner entry and right up against the curb at the exit, and then back over again for NLS Racing, turning in a 144.0. Another 143 for JSK. We've got contact into turn number 1 for car 396 is the word that I'm hearing. That is...
That's low percent pass racing, BMW.
That's probably going to bring out a caution and bring all this hustle down to a low roar, and that's going to really change things here in this pursuit.
That kills any chance of JSK trying to...
Oh, yeah.
Can't pass, can't pass.
We're in a little bit of a delay, but there's the message coming through. Charles is asking, he's never raced at night. Is it harder or easier to drive? Well, that's debatable, isn't it? I guess it depends on who you ask.
Yeah, it's totally based on the driver's personality, I guess. I will say that a significant number of drivers prefer the night. It's much more quiet, I guess you'd say.
I've certainly heard some drivers say they slow down because they can't see as well. Then we've had drivers that say they speed up because they can't see as well.
Right.
It's less distraction.
Well, yeah, it's cooler. The car likes the cooler air. The tires like the cooler air. No sun through the windscreen. It's a much more solitary environment, I think, for the driver, which has to make it easier to focus on what you're doing, I would think.
I think as long as you could see decently. I don't know. I mean, a lot of drivers I wouldn't say at our level, but like some of the really good pros, they practice driving it without looking at it necessarily. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, I think I do.
Like knowing where the course is without always having to lay eyes on everything. I remember watching the video of Lee Keen driving at the Nürburgring, and he was just like clicking off like 5, 2, 3, and then brake zone. I mean, just it was pouring rain.
Mm-hmm.
There's no way to see anything. I think he even may have had a picture on his steering wheel of the course.
Of the track.
Yeah.
Well, with 172 corners on the track, you probably want to get some help in terms of telling the team where you are if you have to stop for some reason.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's a good point.
Although, you can have superstar racing drivers who go to a celebrity-studded event like the Rolex 24, and, the Jeff Gordons and Jimmy Johnsons of the world who race in daylight or under artificial light in NASCAR, and they come to drive a sports car, and they won't drive at night. It's just not something they're used to doing. And so I'm sure the teams say, if you haven't done this before, there's too much at stake. Let's leave it to the guys who know what to do.
Right.
And I don't think anybody has ever put up a fight about that I've ever heard of. Even though,
I think if it's not your comfort level, that's not
some
where
of
you
the
want to be.
best drivers in the world will say, nope, that's not for me. You go ahead and do that.
I think that the drivers who say they like the night or they like the rain, like it, but this is just my, opinion. They like it because they feel like they have an advantage in that position. I mean, that makes something likable to me too. They feel like they're stronger than the other drivers maybe in that. So that's one of the reasons they like it.
And we got a message. There was also a fire on pit road, but that fire has already been put out.
Thank goodness for that.
Yeah.
Any telltale signs? I don't see any. There's a team with an iPad with a great big stop clock on it, ticking off the seconds of the 5-minute pit stop, mandatory 5-minute minimum if they are fueling.
Correct.
What car?
We kind of figured that since you've got access to more fire extinguishers down there than the entire rescue team put together, that you guys might be kind of okay, I guess.
Amazing how quiet the track is
Right.
when under Purple 35.
Under 40 minutes to go.
No, I think this is gonna. Seems like it would be the kind of thing that would help Rockwell more than anybody.
Oh, sure. They're good with a checkered flag right now.
Good point.
Well, I have to say we showed up this weekend with an enormous field and so many incredibly strong, prolific teams that have shown their prowess over the years in Champ Car. And what we see up at the front of the field is really no surprise. We're seeing, your Pinkies Out, you're seeing Danger Racing, NLS, you're seeing JSK, you're seeing Rockwell, you're seeing Lone Star Rallycross. These are teams that are gracing the front of the field weekend after weekend. And of course, the teams that fell by the wayside that were up at the front, no surprise that they were up there too.
The cream does float to the top, doesn't it?
They've just ticked so many boxes. They've refined their teams, their strategy, and their cars to the point where they know how to put that car up at the front. And you just see it. It doesn't matter what track they go to. It doesn't matter what the weather is. They find a way to persevere again and again and again. They've got that magic formula. We go back to green here at Road Atlanta. The cars come down the front straightaway as the cautions have been lifted, and Flagtronics gives them the green light. Prefect Racing doing the most they can, just like any of the teams. But in this case, they have an injured car. They're trying to get to the checkered flag. NLS Racing, they're going to drop the hammer, hoping they can still put some kind of pressure on JSK for second place. And who knows what could happen to those two cars, or one of them could put them in a situation where they could win this thing.
We've seen the standings change with less time.
And they won this race last year.
Yeah, that's an important credential right there.
We know how to get it done.
It ain't bragging if you can do it.
Through that. Their headlights look like they really do a great job.
The car count is 49 cars remain running here from a field that started over 90. See, I guess that's a little bit of fog they drove into, or some tire smoke from the car that was up ahead. Excuse me. Working lap 373. 1 minute and 11 seconds from Danger Racing up to NLS, but NLS is really leaning on that car. It just looks like it's all or nothing. It's like they're going to grab every bit, every tenth of a second that they can squeak out of this thing. They're going to take it.
Absolutely.
They have nothing to lose. They're pushing for the win. Pinky's Out is right there. Shown back 2 laps from Danger. 54 laps the gap from GMS up to Hong North, but GMS turning the slower lap times. 14 seconds the gap from John Allen Special up to Rockwell Autosport number 10. Again, just 14 seconds. That last lap, a 147 to Rockwell's 153. There may be some movement there for John Allen Special to move into the top 10. That would put them in 12th, but there's an EC car up ahead.
Up front, lap 373 for race leaders Rockwell Autosport, a 152.5. Second place, JSK, 145.0.
Wow, 7 seconds.
So we've only got barely over 30 minutes.
Yeah, it's looking more and more unlikely for JSK Racing right now, unless there's a problem with Rockwell, given the way their lap times have fallen off. Are they just preserving the car? Or are they white-knuckling it all the way to the finish?
Yeah, do they have some kind of issue or something? Because they haven't turned lap times like this the whole day.
No, NLS, a 141.
Last year we had a team that had a bad wheel bearing, and they knew they had a bad wheel bearing, and they were limping it, just trying to get it. They didn't want to overdo it any more than they had to.
Right.
They were afraid it was going to completely fail.
That's what I was just thinking about, because I was like, every Boxster I've ever had, I've had to replace the wheel bearings all the way around.
And certainly in our sport, you have to do that periodically, and some cars are more susceptible to this than others.
Well, we know Prefect Racing is nursing that Lexus to the finish, having gone about 5 hours missing first and fourth gears. And they're letting people past. They really have no choice.
To miss all the pull out of fourth gear, then it's got to be tough. Especially at this track where you have such high speeds.
JSK Racing clips off another 2 seconds on that last time through to Rockwell's lead, still shown down 2 laps. Team Infinity here. Did have to take a
118 likes.
Yeah, we appreciate that.
Hey, thank you guys. Sorry to interrupt you, Polly.
No, it's good. We had Team Infinity just making you aware they had that extra pit stop there after their final pit stop. They had to come in for another stop for some reason. We don't know the details as to why. It looks like they're coming in again. Nope. They're staying out. This was not a pit stop. Just looks like they're moving slowly here.
It does, doesn't it?
And I think it's. I'm looking at a very, very small preview screen, and so sometimes it can be a little misleading.
YouTube viewer Gary McCormick suggests that Boxster people know when a Boxster team is on a fuel-saving pace.
Oh.
So that's what he thinks this is, huh? Okay.
That's what he's suggesting, but others are answering that they didn't pit that long ago. They shouldn't be starved for fuel at this point.
I think it was an hour and 45 to go, so I wouldn't think that should be a problem.
Whoa! Excuse me, Tiffany. Team Infinity just went past the old 2.5 cycle yaw, as the truckers call it, and is now facing opposite the direction of travel. Where is that? It's in turn 6, I think. He's off on the grass over the berm.
Oops.
Is the car running? I can't tell.
I don't hear anything.
No. And there's no lights on the dash. You're waiting for a hole in traffic if he has the fire.
I hear maybe the fuel pump, but I don't hear the engine running. We can take a look at that in the replay and see if we can maybe glean a little more information here.
We've gone yellow.
Oh, he's in the gravel, Bob.
Yeah. Spinning those rears.
He's not going anywhere.
Yep.
Let's see if we can get an idea of what happened here as they do go full course caution here at Road Atlanta.
Here comes the corner.
Oh, wow, the car just went left.
Turned left on the brakes, yeah.
Huh.
Good reactions to save it, but he winds up in the kitty litter.
All right. Well, with that, we'll take our final commercial break of the race.
The plot thickens.
Yes, it does. What will happen next? Well, you've been with us this long, you might as well stick around for the end. ChampCar.Live, the national championship, is on the line. We'll be right back.
Welcome to TireRack.com, revolutionizing tire buying since 1979. With our unmatched selection of branded products, finding what fits your vehicle and is right for you and how and where you drive has never been easier. Through helpful online shopping tools that include our professional hands-on reviews done at the introduction of a tire and consumer reviews that give real-world feedback over the life of the tire, you can make the right tire choice and find exactly what you need. And if you prefer to talk to someone, our tire testers, our sales team, are available on the phone. And that's how we get you the right tire for you and your vehicle for where and how you drive.
At AutoZone, you get what you need when you need it. Got a today job? Pick it up free same day at your local AutoZone. More of a tomorrow project? Order as late as 10 p.m. with free next day delivery. Getting the job done just got easier.
Discovery Parts is a veteran-owned racing and safety equipment company. While we're located inside Atlanta Motorsports Park in Dawsonville, Georgia, Discovery Parts can also be found at the tracks, supporting a number of Champ Car Series events. We take pride in being a reseller of the best of the industry to Champ Car teams and drivers. We know racing, love racing, and look forward to tomorrow to even more racing. Visit us at discoveryparts.com. RVA Graphics and Wraps is a full-service design, signage, digital graphics, and wraps company located in Richmond, Virginia. With over 20 years of experience, RVA Graphics and Wraps offers premium signage options for your business. We are dedicated to offering our clients best-in-class service in all aspects of graphic design and application. For more information, visit us on the web at rvagfx.com.
Lifeline USA is a leading manufacturer of onboard fire suppression systems. Lifeline's continuous commitment to research and development ensures that we supply the most innovative and cutting-edge products available, used by the majority of the world's motorsport championship-winning teams and constructors. Lifeline has a proven history of success. Lifeline offers a complete range of fire suppression systems for all budgets and needs, and we continue to push development and limits on both extinguishment materials and our patented delivery systems to make the race car environment almost as safe as sitting on your sofa at home. Every kit has been designed for a professional and simple installation. For more information and to purchase your ChampCar fire suppression system, go to www.lifeline-fire.com.
Located in Northeast Ohio, with 40 years of combined experience, Money Shift Racing knows how to deliver performance and safety, offering everything you need to get your vehicle and drivers ready for race day. From safety equipment to full engine assembly and repair, in-house fabrication, 3D design, and rapid prototyping. Money Shift Racing. Performance done right.
Frozen rotors from Diversified Cryogenics deliver increased performance and a higher level of safety, while significantly reducing braking system costs.
So to tell you a little bit about the durability of this product. So we have seen an incredible extension of the life of our brake rotors using frozen rotors. We've gone from brake rotors every other weekend to 6 weekends on one set of brake rotors, and I think they can go farther. The durability has been amazing. And it's been a fantastic season, and man, a lot of that is due to the way our car can brake on those frozen rotors.
For more information, go to frozenrotors.com.
Bring on the frozen tundra, the grinding gravel, the cratered concrete, the rain-soaked streets. Come on, road. Do your worst. We'll be at our best. Reliable performance in unreliable conditions. Designed to meet or exceed original equipment performance. That's why more auto technicians choose Duralast parts. Exclusively at AutoZone.
All right, welcome back to ChampCar.Live, presented by AutoZone. As some of you have noticed, Rockwell Autosport has pitted, and we're not sure what the story is. Of course, there's a lot of us believing it's going to be fuel-related, and if that's the case, then it's 5 minutes. But we're back to green. It was just a matter of tugging the Infiniti out of the gravel and sending him on his way, so we're back to green. I can't imagine.
5 minute stop will definitely impact that 2-lap advantage he had.
Yeah, I can't imagine they would have needed to do a driver change for any reason. They should have been easily in the clear. So unless the driver wasn't feeling well or something like that. Whatever the case was, that was the time they picked to pit. So adds a lot of drama to the end of this race. Only 20 minutes remain. There, they've cleared the pit loop. So there you have it. They are back on track and turning laps.
That was a quick pit stop, so probably driver change only. Maybe. Well, no.
Do we know who's in the car?
Second one is showing the. I do not.
What we do know is that the leader and JSK are half a lap apart.
Yeah.
So changed a lot. Changed a lot.
Did NLS pit too?
Let's see.
No,
I don't believe so.
I don't think they did.
No.
No.
They shouldn't have needed to.
The grapevine is saying Tom O'Gorman's in the car, but he wasn't listed as a driver in the 12.
Unofficially, just under 20 minutes remain in the race here. Working lap 378. The national championship on the line. And it's the season opener for the TireRack.com Champ Car Endurance Series, the TireRack.com National Championship Race.
It's going to come down to, right now, first and second are a minute apart, and then second and third are about a minute apart.
And we wouldn't have it any other way.
Right. After 13 hours and 40 some odd minutes of racing, there's 2 minutes separating the top three. That's cool, actually. That's what that is. Super cool. Oh, yeah. And then they dropped to 138.
Well, you know.
So much for
Car's not broken.
Fuel.
What's 12 seconds between friends?
12.
So a minute 15 between first and second.
Yeah.
He's catching JSK.
NLS charging.
See if there's this come down at all. You get like a few seconds to see it, and then it goes back to the one lap thing.
Yep. 145 there for JSK. What's NLS got this time through? Coming down the hill. JSK a 145, NLS a 142.
I think it's gone to under a minute. Right on the minute.
I think it flipped, but I missed the gap there.
It
was quick.
Hadn't shown it yet.
There it is.
There it is.
A minute and 5
Coming.
seconds.
Mm-hmm.
16 minutes remain.
Mm-mm.
You know, it's like you get close, but you just don't have enough time.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's one thing to catch them, it's a whole nother thing to pass them.
Absolutely.
So 176 is going into 10, and the 12 is just going into 9. That's how much they gained up.
Is Bill saying anything interesting?
Rockwell pulling the gap further now, 141 to JSK's 145. He's just watching the he's watching the crawling ants, as we call it, the Flagtronic system, to give you an idea on plotting of where some of the different cars are at.
Gotcha.
40.
Rockwell turning in a 140.
You think they swap drivers and put the hot shoe back in?
I don't know. I don't know why they would have
Or-
needed to. I think that would have been a huge risk, bringing a car into the pits to swap drivers when you were comfortably in the lead. And then you put yourself just a half a lap difference. That seems foolhardy to do. Wasn't necessary.
Is your blue box on the race leader, Bill?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So race leader.
So you think maybe fuel?
I don't know.
I mean, we went from 150s to 140.
I don't know why they would have needed fuel, but unless the driver wasn't feeling well or there was some other concern, they needed to come into the pits. I would think they felt like their hand was forced, that they really needed to come in. Otherwise, I can't imagine why they wouldn't have just stayed out. They had nothing to lose by staying out.
Unless they didn't think they could make it to the end.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think
Yeah.
it seemed to me that they felt like when that yellow showed up, their hand was forced. They really needed to do it because they didn't want to do it under green.
Right.
.380 laps completed. Yeah, I
Probably
agree,
not more
Aaron. They played it perfectly. Absolutely, no question about it. Whatever it is they needed to do, they got it done, and it's perfect. They have not put a foot wrong that we could see. The minutes winding down, unofficially 13 minutes on my clock. And that's not tied to anything official at all. I look at my watch, I type in a number, and that's the countdown. It has nothing to do with the official time.
Because the race director is the one that's going to tell them they've got 2 laps to go, 1 lap to go, etc. So they count down each race every time.
Yep.
So we can speculate, which is typically what we're doing.
Mm-hmm.
And guessing, speculating, guessing, assuming, making sure to... Just kidding.
Look onto the front straightaway here at Road Atlanta as the cars come down the hill. Each driver looking for that checkered flag. Each team getting more and more nervous as they're waiting for that checkered flag to show up. Nearly 400 laps turned today.
That's a pretty stout number, I'd have to say, given all of the yellow flag time we've had. None of them terribly long, it must be admitted, but plenty of them.
MLS Racing just turned in a 1:43 on that last lap. Not giving up.
What they need is a light on the flag man over start finish. It's dark. I don't know anybody's going to see him.
Well, we'll have our camera view over here, and there we can see the flagger on that view. So we should be able to see that checkered flag as it's coming out. The view from inside the Floridia's Porsche 944. Not the perfect race they were hoping for. Rotary Rocketeer is not turning laps, neither is 901 Motorsport. Floridia down in 36th right now, including EC cars up ahead, so that'll bump them up a little bit. NLS has whittled down that deficit to JSK to 53 seconds.
I find myself sitting here after nearly 14 long hours asking myself, how did we get here? Less than 9 minutes to go. When did that happen?
Aaron pointing out Alex Rockwell goes from getting hit in the driver's door at 145 miles an hour at Daytona 8 days ago in his TCR car to this, winning a championship, just a few minutes away from winning a championship, a national championship in Champ Car.
Yeah, it's mystifying how, we're down to 8 minutes-ish, 8 or 9 minutes to go.
How does Lady Luck work? As we close in on these final minutes, what's going to happen is the teams will be given the one to go from the flag stand, and at that point they'll begin tracking that lead car around the racetrack on the radios so that the flagger at the start-finish line will know as that car comes down from turn 11 through turn 12 back onto the straightaway to show them the checkered flag and grant them the race win, unofficially of course, but they will be given the race win and the checkered flag. Looks like the Shark car is heading into the pits. Team Infinity pits with just moments to go remaining in the race. Back on board with NLS, not giving up. A 143 on their last lap. Still slicing through traffic. All the way out into the curbing. Working his way up through the gears as he climbs this hill area, then onto the level of the back stretch. Thank you, Gary. Appreciate you watching. Attacking the curbs, going in through 10A and 10B under the bridge. Back out onto that front straightaway, carrying terrific speed down onto the front straight through 12. NLS turns in a 145 on that lap. Working lap 386. Just a couple more laps to go. We'll be heading to victory lane. I don't think the broadcast will go there. We'll probably end it here.
Usually the impound for the national championship is a little longer anyway because everyone is being extra thorough with each other's competitors.
Mm-hmm.
The race can't be called official until impound is closed. And impound is where they take the cars, all your top 5 and all your class winners, and take the wheels off and let the competitors inspect the car and answer, ask questions, answer, etc. until everybody's satisfied, or the tech director calls it official. Of course, as cold as it is, that might move things along a bit.
The flagger is standing in the booth. And they're beginning to track that leader. Keep an eye on where they are. Looking for that one to go. The leader has just crossed the start-finish line. It may be this time by.
Looks like he's got a flag in his hand.
Yes, it does.
Possibly giving the one to go.
He just switched the flags in his hand.
Thank you, Mike. Thanks for watching. Look forward to running into you again sometime this, not into your car, but at one of the events.
You were so good. I barely got anything accomplished today. That's a very sweet compliment. Hard to keep it interesting for 14 hours sometimes. We try our best.
What car?
Entertaining.
Nelson Canash is in the Rockwell car.
He's was at the 24 Hours of Daytona recently, right? I think somebody said.
I don't know.
Aw. Max versus you says watching since lap 1. Great job, guys. That's awesome. Thank you. It's all Polly and Bob, but get to hang out with greatness. I mean, what?
I think you've been here the whole time.
I think the flagger just gave the race leader the 1 lap to go signal.
Dun, 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 dun.
It's funny, after 14 hours that seemed to drag so much during the course of the day, suddenly it seems to have flashed by.
It's wild how it happens, huh?
And everybody will have a story to tell about this national championship.
Probably lots of stories.
As many stories as there are race cars and people to drive and service them.
Exactly.
When you think about it,
big.
we've had a big double handful of candidates to win this race. I mean, several teams got out there and showed tremendous speed and consistency. But they didn't have the luck, and they found themselves in bad situations. Maybe their strategy wasn't spot on. But we know one team did have that incredible combination of speed and strategy and consistency and luck to stay out of trouble, stay out on track, and lead the way. And they have done a spectacular job. And now the number 12 from Rockwell Autosport Development, Alex Rockwell, AJ Ferragono, Doug Oakley, Eric Wells, well, the entire team can call themselves national champions. Checkers wave.
Wow. There we have it. Checkered fly for Rockwell Autosport Development, taking the win out here for the TireRack.com National Championship title for 2022. JSK Racing will come in second place, followed by NLS Racing in their Datsun or Nissan 240SX. Danger Racing taking fourth, and Lexus Pinky's Out. Excuse me, the Pinky's Out car, BMW, takes fifth place here at Michelin Raceway Road, Atlanta.
And the top 3 teams covered by just a couple of minutes. What a race.
Well, all of these teams certainly have a lot to be proud of. They showed up here in a stacked field. We started over 90 cars today, and these guys persevered above all of them to take the honors to be up at the front of the field. And
Can't wait to hear the story of that last pit stop for Rockwell. Suppose you hadn't gotten the yellow flag. Then where would you have been? What would you have decided to do? Would you try to stick it out? Did you need the fuel? Pretty awesome stuff. And it looks like Valyrian Steel
away for just a second.
will win the A group. Lone Star Rallycross will win among the B class cars. Excuse me. Getting all choked up here. Freddie Mercury will win among the D class cars. Good Hard Racing, the exception category. And where is our lonely debutante in the F category? A new class this year. Yes, they ran alone, won by default, but they will undeniably be the winners of the first race for the F class. Congratulations to Wittenauer Motorsports.
Well, that was a hard-fought race for everybody, and there really weren't too many breaks. We had a lot of cautions early on. We saw some of those heavy hitters like Visceral Racing Group, the reigning champion for 2021, vying for position with a possibility to win this race. They found themselves up front with that car, but it just did not work out for them. It seemed like Lady Luck was frowning on them all day, and they couldn't keep it together. Then you always had Rockwell Autosport up there at the front, and they pounced, they persevered, and as one of our viewers said, they just didn't seem to put a foot wrong. They just didn't seem to make any mistakes. They did everything right that they needed to do, and that brings them the win. These other teams certainly didn't cut them any slack. This was a hard-fought win and a well-deserved win, and a well-deserved national championship title to go to them. So congratulations, guys.
And I have to correct myself. Earlier, chatting with Randy Popst about the withdrawal of his Flying Moose Volvo, I said it was the only one in the field. It was not. There was a second Volvo out there, the Need for Swede 2008 Volvo C30. So, the names are just spectacular.
Great.
They're so funny.
So much character. It's great.
Some of them are obscene, but what are you going to do? Hot Wheels, Haute. That's a good one.
So after 14 hours of endurance road racing, folks, that's going to do it for us here at Michelin Raceway Road, Atlanta. We hope you all enjoyed the show, and we look forward to seeing you throughout the 2023 season for the TireRack.com Champ Car Endurance Series. Thank you again for watching here on Champ Car Live, presented by AutoZone. For Bill Strong and Tiffany Alexander and Bob Varsha, I'm Paul Veltum saying so long for now. We'll see you at the next one. So long, folks.
Bye.